Hey, I am back with Yarn Everywhere podcast episode 8. I cannot believe this is episode 8. Like, wow, time flies when you're having fun, right? So, I'm going to start out today and show y'all some of the things that I'm working on. Let me show you my newest. Really excited about this. I am designing a scarf and I want to show y'all. I am using the berry stitch and I'm just a little bit obsessed. Look at that texture. And I even like the texture on the other side too. But I am going to change this up a little bit, but I wanted to show y'all like the progress that I made because I'm just obsessed with this texture. Hey, Rakina. So I think this is what I'm going to do though. Since it's going to be a scarf, I want it to have a little bit more drape. So I think um like I think I'm gonna take out one of these rows of the berry stitches and just do like a half double crochet stitch or maybe just a single crochet stitch and break those up a little bit because I feel like it'll just, I don't know, give it a little bit more drape and it'll still keep that really nice soft texture. So that is my plan. I started this last night and I did not want to put it down, but as I was looking at it today, I'm like, hmm. I really think I just wanna change it up a bit, but I couldn't frog it without showing y'all. Is that not so pretty? That's what I was thinking, it'll be really squishy and cozy. So we'll see. What I may end up doing though, is doing the same design as a cowl, and then for the scarf, take one of those rows out and do something simple and break those stitches up. So, because I think that'll be better as a scarf. But I think this would make a really pretty cowl or even like ear warmer. So we'll see, but I'm obsessed. And one of the reasons why I went back and brushed up my memory on the berry stitch is because February stash busting square inside the yarn club is going to be berry stitch. And so I've just kind of been practicing on little swatches. And I was like, "Ooh, you know what? I've been wanting to make a scarf. That would make a gorgeous scarf pattern." So, yeah, I think I have a new binge crochet stitch. It's going to be the berry stitch. And then I don't know if I showed y'all this last week or not, but I'm making another simple cotton washcloth and it's pink. I love pink. Thanks, Rakina. I love pink. I actually finished the one that I was making and I started another one because why not? Um, and well, part of the reason I'm making another one is because I was so excited when I finished it. I washed it up and started using it. And I didn't get pictures of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna make another one so I can get pictures. I mean, that's my excuse. So that's the other whip. And then I have another Sunshine Iced Coffee Cozy. Surprise, surprise. I have another one going. So those are all my current crochet whips. And I'm still working on my forever long knit project, but I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to show y'all that every time because I feel like my progress is just like very, very little. So I won't bore y'all with the details. Um, Now I'm going to show y'all stuff that I finished. So I finally finished the Sassy Ear Warmer. Let me see here. Trying to find. There we go. Is that not so pretty? I'm just a little bit obsessed. And it matches my Sassy Infinity scarf. So now I have a matching set. So really tickled with that. Now I want to go back. I finally took pictures. You know what? I may have just told a story. I did take pictures of these, but it was a flat lay. Like I haven't taken a picture of sorry, I said these. I meant this. I've taken a flat lay picture of this, but I haven't taken a picture of me wearing it. So I need to do that and then I want to go and update those crochet patterns. So that's still on my to-do list. And then I showed y'all that I finished one of the washcloths, and then I finished one of the iced coffee cozies. The lady, that owns the tea shop really liked this color, so she asked me to do more, so I was like, "Of course, I will be glad to do more," because I've mainly been doing it in that brights color, like the rainbow color, so it's kinda nice to break that up a little bit. And then, y'all, I finally finished it, the Bracken Cowl. Look at this cowl. It's so pretty. I haven't blocked it. I didn't block it because I wanted to be able to show y'all. Um, I made a couple of mistakes, but I'm like, done is better than perfect. And part of me wanted to frog it and do it over, but I'm like, nobody's gonna know. Well, they are now because I'm gonna tell you. But when I was changing the yarn, I didn't do it to the other side. So there's like two spots here where it should have been on that side. But my hair is gonna cover it. Nobody's gonna know. And then also, y'all, told y'all last week that I forgot to slip stitch to join. So I had a frog back like 10 rows. Well, when you slip stitch to join, I'm like no longer increasing the stitches. So I'm not putting like two single crochet stitches in the first stitch. Well, I didn't remember that until like the last two rows. So I kind of have a wave going on here. But again, I'm like, just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. That's the bad thing is like I don't read my own pattern. I just like go by memory and I can't always trust my memory. So yeah, Rakina, that is City Beat. It's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna show y'all this on because it is a lot bigger than the original one that was just one hank. So did I put it on inside out? No, I didn't. So I'm going to be really tickled when I finally get this pattern typed up because now you'll have two options. One that'll take just about two hanks of yarn. Let's see here. So I'm really liking how big this one is compared to, it's not right there. Where is it? Compared to this one. So you have like the little option and then the bigger, cozier option. So I'm pretty excited I'm glad I wasn't lazy and I went with it and I went ahead and did another one. So now, honestly, I want to make another one. And like another big one, but I don't really have two like coordinating colors in my yarn stash. So I need to dye some yarn. It's a great excuse to dye yarn, huh? All right, so that is all of my finished projects right now. Um, so when I started the berry scarf that I'm working on, um, I cannot find one of my favorite crochet hooks. Like I'm really sad about it. I think it's G plus. I think it's my G plus size hook. And I never use like I usually don't ever use DK weight yarn, but I'm using DK weight yarn for that. Also, I need to show that off again because it's another dyer's yarn and I want to shout out to her. But anyways, and it got me to thinking, I'm like, I should post on like Instagram and Facebook and see like the funniest places that people have dyed yarn. Or I mean dyed yarn, sorry. I'm trying to find the post on here as I'm talking, and as we can see, that's not working. The funniest places that people have found their lost crochet hook, y'all, let me read you a couple of these comments. I was cracking up last night. Um, I love posts like these because I love to laugh and crocheters are funny. We're funny. Um, One girl said at the bottom of a basket of unfolded laundry. And then me being me, I mean, I think I'm funny. I was like, "Did my husband pay you to post this comment?" I was like, "I have avoided folding towels for a week now." But then I'm like, "Seriously though, that is hilarious." So, anyways, I just thought that was really funny, and then a lot of people were talking about, like, they found it in, like, their dog's food bowl. Um, one lady, let me see here. I should have, like, wrote some of these down or screenshotted them. One lady said she found it in her fridge because she gets snacky. Oh my goodness. I was cackling. My husband didn't find it as funny as I did, but he's not a crocheter, so he doesn't get it. Um, yeah, there was a bunch of them. I need to, like, link to the post in, the description of this video so y'all can go have a chuckle too. So we'll see. Um, at one point, I had, like, my hooks in several different bags just in case I lost one bag, I would have a backup plan. But then I'm like then when I'm looking for a hook, I'm like, "Well, I wonder what bag it's in." So I literally have this makeup bag full of, like, crochet hooks. I got this from the Vera Bradley outlet store. It was, like, in the clearance section, so it was really cheap. And then look, it has, like, a zippered pocket, and you can hang it up. And so I put, like, a bunch of my knitting, needles in there, and then I have crochet hooks in there and a random piece of yarn. So, it's really handy because then I can kinda spot it in there and see, but, so I'm slowly trying to find all of my crochet hooks and put them in that bag because I'm really sad about losing my favorite hook. And I think I have 2 in that size that I'm looking for. So, I would love to know if you lose your crochet hook, what is the, like, funniest, craziest place that you have found your crochet hook? Mine has been this old couch that I had. It was like a recliner, and, it would slip down and it would end up in the back of my recliner, and I just happened to, like, look down and see it, and I saw this big hump in there, and I was like, "What is that?" And I felt of it, it was my crochet hook, so literally in the couch, yes, they need to make furniture that are for crocheters that, like, if you drop something, it's not gonna go down in your couch or whatever, like, they need to make it to where or at least there's, like, a little ledge, you can just stick your hand in there, and there's your crochet stuff. I don't ask for much, do I? So I wanna show y'all this one more time. This yarn is so pretty. I got this on, well, Etsy, but I found her on Instagram, and it is from Leap of Faith Yarns. She has some really cute, um, yarns, and this is Christmas tree lights. I bought it, like, around Christmas time, and I just thought it was so pretty, but I feel like it's a really good spring color too with the green and the white, and there's pops of yellow, there's a couple little pops of blue in there and red. So I thought it was a good spring color too. So I don't have a lot of DK weight yarn in my stash. So and I have been looking for the perfect pattern for that. So I was like, ah, I'll just design the scarf with that pattern. So yes, that would be awesome. Rakina says, or like have a chute like a pool table where whenever it's dropped in there, it just like comes out in a spot. That would be so handy. See, we need to go in together and like start a furniture business. Just kidding. I wouldn't know how to design any of that. Um, all right. So, this is ship out week. I will start shipping out all of February's Yarn Club boxes on Friday. I'm super excited. I spent a good portion of the day the other day in here. I hand pick yarn. I'm a lot. I hand pick yarn for each member, just kind of based off of what they like, and things like that. So I had fun doing that, and I got everybody organized. And now I also let my yarn club members shop any extra yarns I have. They get first chance at that. So I think I did that a couple of weeks ago. So now I just have to find those orders and put them with their yarn club. And then I have one more chance for them to shop tomorrow. So after I get off of here, I'll be uploading those listings for them to shop. So I'm super excited about that. And then after all of that, my assistant will be here on Friday and we are going to start ship out. So um, I had put up a poll in my yarn club asking them if they prefer to get their yarn in a box or in a poly mailer bag, and it seems like nobody really cares if it's in a box or a bag. So I think I'm going to try just using bags this month because number one, the shipping prices have gone up and it's been crazy. Um, so the price that I'm charging no longer covers my shipping cost, which is fine. It's not that much more, but it does add up when you have a lot of members. But I refuse to go up on my prices, like, I'm just not going to. So I think that the poly mailers will help with shipping costs, and a lot of my members that get the poly mailers anyways because they add to their yarn club each month, it seems like it ships faster. Plus, I won't be limited to that certain, space for items, and in a poly mailer, I'm not like, I feel like I can add other items that I'm like, "Ooh, this would be perfect," and then I'm like, "Ooh, I don't have enough room in the box." So, I'm really excited about the change. Sometimes it's nice just to evaluate things and change things up a bit, and you just never know, it may actually be better. So, I do think this is gonna be better. So I'm excited. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try it this month. We shall see. Um and just get feedback because, ultimately, I do this for my yarn club members, and I want them to have an awesome experience, so we'll see. Hopefully, everything will go well and everybody will love it, but, aw, thanks, Rakina. So, I'm just a little nervous, like, I just don't wanna, like, disappoint anybody, but I feel like it's more of what's inside than what the outside looks like, so, and then with February coming to a close, my brain is already in March. Like March's theme is mad about art. So I'm going to go and pick out some like famous paintings and draw like color inspiration from that. And I have one colorway that it's like it haunts me. Like it's in my head and I can't wait to get it out. And I think that's why I haven't dyed yarn because I just know that that color is going to come out and I don't wanna, like, do it on a Facebook Live or something like that. Anyway, so I'm already, like, trying to, like, slow my roll here because I'm ready to start dyeing March's yarn, but I'm like, "Okay, I gotta get February's out before I start on March," but really excited about March, and then last night, the extras for March's Yarn Club came in, so I had to open that and, check everything out, so I'm really excited. Um so that's what's going on this week. And I don't know if you caught my Facebook and Instagram live on Saturday where I went live and dyed yarn. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love getting other people's input on what colors I should use. So I started out with a aqua. Let me move this. Let me cover back up here. It's cold. I started out with a bright aqua base, and then everybody that watched put input in on what colors I should speckle, and this is the results. I am obsessed. Look at those speckles. One of my favorite ways to dye yarn, and I just love it when y'all tell me what to do because it just makes it so much more fun. Because I can get stuck in a rut and just use the same colors over and over again. So, I believe this one is gonna be called either Barrier Reef or Great Barrier Reef. I'm not sure yet. But I'm loving that. I also went live on Monday and showed these. So, if you saw this already, sorry for the repeat, but I wanted to be sure to share it with my podcast folks. Look at that yellow. So pretty. Definitely getting, like, ocean, summertime vibes from this. And then we did this color. I'm loving this. Deep magenta is one of my favorite colors to use, and the navy is really pretty too, and we speckled over it. So I'm just loving all of like the little hints of color. Like you can see some aqua in there. And then I really think the white just adds to it too. It just brings out those colors. So I'm loving that. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm loving this. And then whatever I speckled on this, I had another pan of yarn and I speckled on that. Look at those speckles. I love it. Look at those pops of aqua. Most of this is worsted weight, but I did have one sock weight in there. There's something about speckles on sock weight. I don't even know. It's just gorgeous. And so those were what we dyed live. And we had a warm day yesterday. It got up to like 76 degrees. Of course, it was like raining off and on, but then it dropped and the temperature is cold again. But I was able to get like one hanged up and lay another one flat and get pictures so I could go ahead and add these to the shop. And I believe they're feeling really dry today. So I will get these like hanged up and ready to go. But I wanted to show y'all before I did all that. And then there's one more. I had one hank of yarn that I overlooked, and I had some navy left. So I just poured it in a pot and then I speckled over that. And I'm really liking this because it's navy, but it also looks a little purple. So I think it's a really pretty color and it would really pair nicely with that and even this. I think that would make a really pretty set. So that's all the yarn that I have to show off to y'all today. Um, and let me see what else I have going on here. I just posted a blog post for the first time in forever. It took me hours. I'm so slow when it comes to anything techie, but it was fun. And it's all about like tips to get your crochet motivation back or your crojo. Um, so that was really fun. And if you were on my email list, you just got an email telling you about it. And I would love to like hear from you. Like, what are some things that you do when you lose your crochet motivation? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm freezing, so give me just a second here. Okay. One thing I forgot to put in the blog post is having a crochet stitch dictionary is the best. I mean, you can Google or get on Pinterest or YouTube or something and like I like textured stitches, so sometimes I'll Google like crochet textured stitches and just kind of go through and see what sparks my interest. But there are so many. Sometimes it's nice to just have a book to like look through and I don't know, to me sometimes it can keep me focused having a book to look through. Now, for me to look at a book and try to learn a stitch, my brain just does not work that way. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but I'm going to figure it out faster if I watch a video. So what I'll usually do is go in here and just kind of, take a gander, see what gets me interested or excited, and then I will go to YouTube and search in there and then just start watching videos to see if the stitch is what I think it is. So that is something that has always helped me whenever I'm like, I don't know, just getting a little bored with crocheting. Because one of the things that I'm really bad about doing is I binge crochet. I'm sure that all of you that have been following my podcast for the last few weeks have noticed that. Like, I've done a bunch of washcloths. I've been doing cowls. I've been, doing the sunshine iced coffee cozies. So I tend to binge crochet and the same item over and over again. And I do the same thing with crochet stitches. Right now, I never remember. I think it's the grit stitch where it's a single crochet in one stitch and double crochet in the next. I'm obsessed with that stitch. Like I have two designs back to back that will be coming out soon that have that stitch in them. The simple cotton washcloth, one of my original or one of my first dishcloth washcloth designs has that in it. Like I'm just obsessed with it. So that can quickly lead to burnout and you can just kind of lose your motivation. So learning a new stitch, or even just getting on YouTube or Pinterest and looking at like crochet stuff will just kind of get you interested in it again. So I have like 10 other tips that I share in the blog post, but I meant to get a picture of this and share this. And if I remember, maybe next week I will update the blog post and add this in there. But I got this on Amazon, and it's Crochet Stitch Dictionary by Sarah Hazel. There are tons and tons of, like crochet stitch books and stuff, but I really liked this one because it's really, um, oh, I found a stitch marker in here. Oh, how handy. Um, It's really just laid out very simply. You have one here and then the directions and a chart. I still don't know how to read charts. I think it's I think it's my ADHD brain. I think it just sees shapes and it just I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get there. But anyways, I just love how it's laid out. It's very simple and I don't know, colorful too. So, I really have enjoyed this. And sometimes there's a stitch that, like we learned years ago and you kind of forget about. So sometimes it's nice to just, revisit um, stitches that you learned before but forgot about. So, oh, is there another one? Oh, see, I easily could start collecting like crochet books. I really want to get a knit stitch dictionary too. Because whenever I get on Google or Pinterest or YouTube, like I can easily get lost for hours, like searching all the things. So, um, yes, Amy, I'm the same way. There's just something, I'm such a visual person, and there's just something about seeing somebody go through the motions. That's how I learned to crochet is YouTube. And I had tried off and on for years, to, before YouTube. Um, I would get a crochet book and try to learn that way, and then once I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna try a different way," and watching the videos really, really helped me, and that's how I learned to knit too. So, and I found what is her name? Very Pink Knits. She does, different angles, and she also has a slow motion, up close videos of how to make different knit stitches and techniques and stuff like that, and that is what really, really clicked for me. So yeah, I am all about some videos. So that's really all that I have for y'all this week. I'm changing things up a bit. I normally go live on Fridays for the podcast, but I think I'm going to change it to Wednesday, and we're just going to um, try that out for a bit and see. Fridays, it seemed like it was really hectic because my assistant, usually comes on Fridays to help, like, hank yarn or get ready for ship outs and things like that. So it was really hard to try to, like, juggle when she would be here and when, I could go live for the podcast. So I think Wednesdays might work. But we'll just see how it goes, and I'll definitely keep y'all updated about that. I just know that, like, I wanna make sure that I'm consistent with this and I'm going live at least once a week, and it would be nice to just, like, pick a day and know that's, podcast day. So, anyways, I would love to hear from y'all. Let me know what tips that you have for, your crochet if you lose your crochet mojo, some of your favorite stitches that you may have learned recently. Yes, I like her, and I like, Chandy from Expression Fiber Arts. Yep. All right, y'all, that is all that I have for you this week, and I look forward to talking to y'all next week, and again, feel free to comment and let me know your tips. I will have a link in the description of this video to that blog post, and until next time, happy crocheting.